Hi guys, it's your girl Michelle again, coming to you with another YouTube video. In my last video, I shared a little bit about how I survived the boot camp at the age of 39. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick up from where I stopped. I talked about passing a physical readiness test in order to move on, or at least getting a score that can permit you to move forward. Now, I wish I had gone to the fitness center before I went to boot camp. It was a little bit challenging for me. It was a little bit difficult. It was difficult for me on my it's called a PRT. It's a physical readiness test. So that is going to be the first physical test that you will have to do when you move on from P days. I talked about P days on my last video. So when you're moving from one building, which is called a ship, when you're moving from one building to the next building, that's where you will spend the rest of your time at boot camp. So you spend 7 days. You first spend the first 7 days in one building. It's called the P days, and that's where you get all your shots, your immunization and stuff. Now, moving on to, I would say, your temporary place. That's where you're gonna spend the rest of your. Excuse me, guys. This one you're gonna spend the. That's where you're gonna spend the rest of your time until you leave boot camp. So on that day, you will be walking about 2 miles with your sea bags and any other belongings. Now you're going to stop at this place called Freedom Hall. Maybe it wasn't so for everybody, but for us, for our group, that's what happened. We stopped there. We put our sea bags down. Sea bags was fully loaded. My sea bag, or our sea bags, had all our uniforms, all our gears that we needed to use throughout boot camp. Right now, I'm still wearing one of my uniforms that I got at boot camp. On that day, you're gonna stop at Freedom Hall. I mentioned in my previous video, I don't like Freedom Hall. It gives me bad memories. Okay, but you have to go there if you do decide to join the Navy. You will have to go there. It's all about working out, doing your physical training. I don't like to work out, and that's the reason why I said that I don't like Freedom Hall. So that's where you're gonna do your first physical training. It's called a PRT, Physical Readiness Test. Now, for this test, it's based on your age. How they score you, it's based on your age. One thing though, I would like to encourage you at least to adopt to a healthy lifestyle before you go to boot camp. At least go to the gym. Try to run 1.5 miles, even 2 miles if you can. Now, for me, I was 39 at the time. I was required to do a 1.5 mile run in 16 minutes and 35 seconds. Now, in order to move on, I did not pass that, guys. I did not pass my run time. I did not pass the run time. But there, as I mentioned earlier, you can still run in a certain amount of time, which is about 18 minutes. It's about 18 minutes and 35 seconds, and you can still move forward. Okay. Now, for the males, their time is different from the females' time. So for males, they are expected to run 1.5 miles in 16 minutes and 10 seconds. And for the females, they're expected to do their 1.5 miles in 18 minutes and 37 seconds just to go through. That's not the passing score. Okay? Now, if you fail the first attempt, there will be another retest after 48 hours. Now, if you fail the retest, you will be discharged. You will be discharged. You will be sent home. Okay, so first thing first, you got to get through your PRT. And if you pass, if you qualify and you go through, then now you're going to go to your ship. I was in a ship called Ship 11, the Kearsarge. All the buildings are called ships, and they have different names from the real ships, the real boats that some of you might be stationed in, or if you join the military, if you join the Navy. So after you move on from there, say you pass and you move on. If you don't, well, if you don't pass that day, you get 48 hours, and then if you don't pass after that, you get discharged. But those are moving on. You move on, and they kind of, the trainers kind of, the instructors, I'm sorry, the instructors, guys, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm actually just leaving work, and I'm still sitting on the compound or the property. I'm sitting right at my workplace. So the instructors, now these are the guys who will train you throughout the rest of your stay at boot camp. Now, you have to be physically and mentally ready for this. They're going to train you. You are going to be up 7 days a week. There is one day, that's a Sunday, where you get some time to rest. When I say rest, you're still going to get up at the regular time. They call Reveille as early as 0500, and you go to sleep at 10, that's going to be 2200 at night. That's 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Okay, so every single day you're gonna wake up and there's something to do. They always have a full schedule. You're gonna have your trainee guide to study. Like, there's no messing around. There's absolutely no messing around. You have your trainee guide that you must study. You must make your bed in a specific way. You must fold your clothes in a specific way. Okay, so at this age, I was learning new things. At the age of 39, I was learning new things. You have to do it how they tell you to do it. They want you to learn how to adhere to command. That means when you come out into the military world, like you go to the fleet, you know exactly what to do, and you can take orders. One little mistake can be very costly. So you have to do it the way they tell you to do it. Now, at my age, they have this thing called, where they call it a beating. If one person messes up, everyone is gonna feel it. And I wasn't really happy about that, because at my age, I was doing very well. I was behaving myself. And then the younger folks would mess up and we would all get it. But at the end of the day, it really worked out in my best interest. When they say they beat you, they give you intense exercise to do. Push-ups. You could be doing like 20, 30, 40, 50 push-ups. And if one person falls to the ground, the instructors will say, "Ouya, 0," and it starts again from 1. And they gave us multiple exercises to do. And if you mess up, it's just going to start over and over. So everybody had to be strong for each other. So I went through that. I learned a lot of stuff, even though I was age 39. Even though I was age 39, I learned a lot of stuff, guys. You got to come prepared. And I'm also, if you're watching this and you're over the age, if you're no longer in your 20s, if you're physically active and you're doing well, still work out, because the mindset that they're gonna put you in at boot camp is totally different from what you have learned in the civilian world. Military life is totally different. So you come in, and they prepare you. Okay, so it worked out for me. I learned a lot of stuff. I did a whole lot of exercises. I went in the winter season, so everybody was sick. Everybody was coughing. It was crazy. Late at night, people were just coughing and coughing. So I would encourage you, if you really want to join the Navy, to do your research before you go off. You have to pass a swim test. There's a specific day when everybody is gonna go and you have to pass that swim test. They're gonna push you off from about, maybe about, I think it's 12 feet. They're gonna push you into the pool 12 feet high. Gonna push you off, and you should surface to the top and start swimming, and there is a specific way in which they want you to swim. Now, if you don't pass on that day, they will continue to work with you until you're at your second physical fitness assessment. So there are two physical tests that you need to pass. The first one is called the PRT, which I mentioned earlier, physical readiness test, and the second one is physical fitness assessment. You have to pass that last one. That last one is a must. If you don't pass it, they're also going to set you back. There are written exams that you need to pass as well. There are two major exams that you need to pass. If you don't pass, they're going to set you back. If you keep failing, they're going to discharge you. So, guys, I went through it. There were days when I felt like giving up. Like, I just have to tell you, there will be days when you look in yourself and you're going to ask, what am I doing here? Is it really worth it? When the pressure takes you, because the pressure will come up on you. These instructors, I mentioned in my video before, they have no mercy. No mercy whatsoever. They're going to drill you hard, and it is for your own benefit. Okay? So go with an open mind. Go prepared. Go prepared. I went through it. I did my swim test. I passed my first swim test. I was determined. I went into survival mode, guys. There's anytime I have a great challenge, I go into survival mode. I was not joking. It's today or never for me. That's me. And I did it. I got my, I qualified on the first day. And then after that, I kept training, because they have different training sessions. First thing first, in the mornings, they call Revy early in the morning, around 6 o'clock. I think I said earlier it was a 5, but it's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock they call Revly, and that's when everybody get up. You have 15 minutes in which to get ready. You gotta brush your teeth. Your clothes must be on. Your hair must be well combed. Your shoe must be clean and shiny. Your bed must be made in 15 minutes. And you should be on the tow line. By the time the instructors come in, you must be on a line that they call the tow line. If one person isn't on the tow line in time, they're going to tell everybody to drop and do push-ups or any other exercise they see fit. Okay, so you have to be ready. You have to be ready. There are many different people there from different states, different walks of life, different countries, having different culture, different traditions. You have to learn to adjust and work with all these different people while they also try to work with you. It's not easy, but the instructors try their best to make everybody work as one. Everybody needs to work as a team. So at the end of the day, we worked as a team. So we wake up early in the morning, we get dressed, we go down to eat our meals. And then after that, we get about 30 minutes to eat. While we're lined up heading to eat our meal, We have to be studying. Our heads must be in the study guide. It's called a trainee guide. There's no looking left or looking right or talking to anyone. You must be focused and you must be doing something constructive. Then you'd finish your meal, and then for the whole day there's a schedule, different training. Either you go to a class to learn more about the Navy or what you'd face in the fleet, or you're doing some physical training. All in all, guys, it's worth it. I'm trying to keep my videos short because I noticed that my videos have been really long, and I don't want to bore anyone. So I'm trying to wrap it up. I'm just trying to encourage somebody who is in their 30s who think that, or who might want to join, but they have a reservation because of their age. You can do it. Put your mind to it. You can do it. There is great benefits, and I need to talk about that in another video. Okay, so I survived boot camp because I was humble. I did what I had to do. I tried to encourage others, like a lot of the younger folks. They came to me seeking advice, seeking prayers. I prayed for people. I encouraged them. Some of them felt as if they weren't going to make it, and I encouraged them, and we all made it. We all made it. The setback for most of these guys were that they could not swim. But as I said, if you're not able to swim, they will work with you until the end, until the last physical examination. If you don't pass, they're gonna separate you. So at least try to learn how to swim. Even if you can swim to save yourself, try to learn how to swim. It will be beneficial to you if you join the Navy. Okay, there are so many different activities that we did, so many different trainings that we did, and back then I was like, why do we have to do this, but coming out here to work in the real military world, and when I went on my deployment, guys, I realized why it was needed. I realized why the instructors were so stern. It's worth it. It's absolutely nothing personal. Okay, and they don't have favorites. They treat everyone equally. If you have any questions at all, any other questions, like I just can't think about everything that I did at boot camp. If you have any questions, maybe someone at my age or 35 or even younger, if you have any questions about boot camp, Navy boot camp, or any other questions, guys, please write your questions, any suggestions in the comment field. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will finish up this topic in another video. Nothing much, but I'm just gonna finish up in another video because this is pretty long, and as I said, I don't want to bore you guys. So please like, share, and subscribe, okay? Because there could be somebody else who needs to see this. Love you guys. Bye for now.